Gotham has always feared the Joker. But tonight, fear takes on a new shape. After Batman's mysterious disappearance, the clown prince of crime stands over the shattered remains of the bat signal. The city trembles, villains rise, and whispers spread. Someone new is wearing the cowl. But beneath the mask lies not a hero, nor a monster, but something far more dangerous. This is the story of how the world fell apart when Joker decided to become the new Batman. The rain fell hard over Gotham, drumming against rooftops like nervous fingers tapping on a coffin. A quiet city was never a good sign. Here it meant something was brewing beneath the surface. But tonight carried a dread that even the shadows seemed to avoid. Commissioner Gordon stood alone on the rooftop of the GCPD, staring at the bat signal, flickering weakly in the storm. For years, this symbol had been a promissory lifeline thrown to a drowning city. But tonight, the light buzzed and sputtered like a dying heartbeat. Batman had been missing for 6 days. No messages, no sightings, not even a whisper from Oracle or the Bat family. Just silence. And silence was something Bruce Wayne never allowed. Gordon sighed, gripping the rail. "Come on, Bruce. Where the hell are you?" A sudden distortion rippled through the air behind him. He spun. A figure stepped out of the darkness stall, draped in black, with the unmistakable silhouette of pointed bat ears. At first glance, he looked like Batman, until he spoke. "Well now, isn't this a lovely view?" The voice was unmistakable, mocking, musical, dissenting, wrong in every possible way. The figure stepped closer into the light, revealing a grin carved in ghostly white paint beneath a modified cowl one twisted. Chaotic, stitched together with wild creativity. Purple gloves, a long, tattered cape, and eyes. Eyes that glowed with the madness Gotham had learned to fear. "Joker," Gordon breathed, frozen between disbelief and horror. "Oh, please, Commissioner." "Batman." Joker spread his arms dramatically, cape flaring. "Dark Knight 2.0. Better, improved, funnier, and might I say much more punctual." Gordon reached for his gun. Joker tutted. We don't do guns anymore. Remember, that was the old me." He tapped the bat symbol on his chest. "This is reform, progress, a new mission statement. What have you done to Bruce?" Gordon's voice cracked, the fear finally showing. Joker's expression changed just slightly. A shadow of something unreadable passed over his painted face. "Oh, he's having a long nap. A very, very long nap. Where is he?" Joker sighed like a disappointed parent. "You know, you people never appreciate a good surprise. But don't worry, Commissioner. I'm here to protect Gotham. To save it, even." His smile broadened, just like he did. Gordon didn't buy it. No sane person would. But sanity wasn't part of this equation anymore. Below the rooftop, screams erupted, gunfire, explosions. A siren-like cackle echoed across the city. Joker looked over the edge casually. The welcoming committee. A violent gang war had broken out in the streets, Penguin's men clashing with Two-Face's, taking advantage of Batman's absence to carve up Gotham block by block. Joker rolled his shoulders. "Well, Commissioner, time to see what kind of Dark Knight I can be." Before Gordon could react, Joker leapt off the building, cape billowing. He dove into the chaos below, landing with eerie grace. The gangs froze, confused at the sight of a Batman, a distorted one. Joker didn't hesitate. He moved with brutal precision, far more coordinated than anyone expected. A mixture of Batman's training and Joker's unpredictability. He disarmed a thug with a twist of his arm, struck another with the blunt end of a batarangs, with carved into jagged smiling shapes. "Bad boys, bad boys, bad boys, what are you gonna do?" he sang, flipping over a gunman and kicking him into a dumpster. Some ran, some fought. None survived without broken bones. It was messy, it was violent, but it was effective. When the last thug hit the pavement, groaning, Joker stood over them, panting, exhilarated. This feels good. I get it now, Batsy. I really do." High above, Gordon watched with a sick churn in his stomach. Gotham had just entered a nightmare he couldn't wake from. Gordon tilted his head up at the rooftop, spotting Gordon's silhouette. Then he bowed slowly, like an actor taking the stage. A twisted protector had risen. But not even he knew the true reason behind Batman's disappearance. And that truth was far darker than Gotham could imagine. Joker whispered into the night. Let the games begin." The rain swallowed his words. Joker moved through the alleys like a phantom stitched together from shadows and madness. Every streetlight he passed seemed to flicker, as if the city itself recoiled from acknowledging what he had become. Yet crime plummeted that night out of fear, confusion, or sheer disbelief. No one could say. But whispers began spreading like wildfire. Batman is back, but something's wrong. Inside the abandoned Monarch Theatre, once the stage of his own twisted birth, Joker stood before a cracked mirror. He peeled off the cowl slowly, watching his reflection warp beneath the fractured glass. His face paint was smeared by blood and rain, giving him an almost skeletal appearance. He leaned close. "So, how does it feel?" he whispered to himself. For once, the voice answering him wasn't laughing. "It feels like purpose." The word startled him. Purpose was Batman's thing. Discipline, order, not chaos. Never chaos. Never chaos. And yet, fighting those thugs tonight, it felt different. A rush of adrenaline twisted with a strange sense of rightness, a feeling he had never known before. He touched the bat symbol, tracing its edge. "Batsy, did you know this was inside me? Did you hide this from me?" He chuckled softly, then grimaced. Even his laughter sounded oft hollow, too controlled. Before he could spiral deeper into reflection, motion stirred behind him. From the darkened balcony above, a soft voice called, "That's not your symbol." Joker's eyes narrowed. He turned slowly. Barbara Gordon Oracle went behind screens. Batgirl, when in armor, stepped out of the shadows. She wore her suit, but the fire in her eyes outshone the Kevlar. She dropped from the balcony, landing silently in front of him. "You took something that wasn't yours," she said, voice trembling with rage. "Oh, Barbie," Joker sang, "you know I adore the sincerity, but let's not start off with blame. I'm here to help. Gotham needs me, and you." He placed a hand over his heart mockingly. "I need a partner." Barbara's jaw tightened. "You're not Batman. You'll never be Batman." Joker tilted his head, studying her. Then his smile faded. "Batman is gone." Barbara froze. "What do you mean gone? You said he was sleeping." "Long nap, short nap, eternal nap, details." Joker waved it off. "But I can tell you this much. He's not coming back. And Gotham needs its dark night, even if I'm a tad more vibrant." Without another word, Barbara lunged, swinging her baton. Joker dodged, surprisingly graceful, catching the strike mid-air. "Barbara, Barbara, Barbara," he tooted. "I'm trying to be good. You don't get to decide that," she shouted, swinging again. The two battled across the ruined theater, her moves clean and trained, his wild and unpredictable. She struck him in the ribs. He rolled with it, laughing. He swept her legs. She flipped over him and kicked him against a row of broken seats. But when she aimed a finishing strike at his head, Joker didn't counter. He let her hit him. The baton crashed across his jaw, sending him sprawling across the floor. His mask rolled away. He lay still for several seconds, breathing slowly, the violent grin wiped clean. Barbara stood over him, panting. "This city doesn't need you," she whispered. "It needs Bruce." And the name something sharp flickered across Joker's face. A twitch, a tick, something unresolved. "I know," he murmured. The honesty of it startled her. He sat up slowly. "But Bruce isn't here, and someone is going to burn this city down while you're all standing around waiting for him." Barbara hesitated. He looked up at hair-face paint, cracked, blood on his lips. Eyes glowing in the dim light, with something disturbingly close to sincerity. "I can help. I want to help. Because if Gotham collapses, what am I without it?" Barbara stared at him. "You're a monster." Joker nodded. "Yes, but maybe tonight. A monster can protect people from something worse." Before she could respond, a violent explosion shook the theater. The ceiling trembled, dust raining down. Barbara turned toward the source. Joker smiled faintly. "Ah, right on cue." The entire eastern district of Gotham lit up in flames. Buildings collapsed. Sirens wailed. Panic rippled through the streets. Barbara's eyes widened. What happened? Joker stood and pulled his mask back on. What always happens when the cat's away? He tightened his gloves. "The rats take over." "Who did this?" she demanded. He stepped past her, cape drifting behind him. "Not who," he said. "What?" Barbara swallowed. "What do you mean?" Joker's voice dropped to a chilling whisper. "There's a new player in town. Someone who took Batman. Someone who wants Gotham to tear itself apart." He turned to face her fully. "And I'm the only one insane enough to stop them." Barbara stared at him, shocked, torn between hate and the smallest flicker of hope. Joker extended a hand. "So, Batgirl, shall we save a city together?" The flames outside roared louder, and somewhere deep within those flames, something watched them back. Something that knew the truth behind Batman's disappearance. Something that was waiting for Joker to step into the role of Gotham's protector, so it could destroy him just as it had destroyed Bruce. The firestorm devoured Gotham's East End, painting the sky a violent orange. Flames clawed up the sides of buildings, swallowing homes, stores, entire blocks. The screams were distant but constant, like the soundtrack to some apocalyptic nightmare. Joker and Barbara raced across rooftops, the wind ripping at their capes as they closed in on the blast site. Joker moved with startling precision, far too controlled for the man who once danced through chaos for sport. But tonight he wasn't celebrating the fire. He was hunting the thing that started it. Barbara kept glancing sideways at him, uncertainty carved into every breath she took. "I can't believe I'm doing this," she muttered. "Helping me." Joker grinned beneath his mask. "Oh, believe me, sweetheart, I'm just as surprised as you are." "It's not funny." "It is," he said. "Just not to you." They approached the heart of the destruction. Entire structures lay in crumbled heaps, streets glowing with molten debris. Firefighters and civilians fled in terror from something moving through the smoke, something big. Joker stopped abruptly. "Don't move," he whispered. Barbara squinted into the haze. At first, it looked like shifting shadows, but then the shadow, breath-deep, mechanical, beast-like. A massive figure emerged, towering over the ruins, 8 feet tall, armored, powerful, gleaming with red, pulsating energy veins that snaked across its plating. Its helmet was sleek, angular, predatory. Its cape was torn, burned, scorched at the edges. Barbara gasped. "Is that?" Joker nodded slowly. Yes, it is." The figure stepped fully into the light. It looked like Batman, but not a man. A monster wearing his face. A corrupted, weaponized version of the Dark Knight, something built from stolen technology, distorted into a nightmare. The eyes glowed with a crimson fury that felt wrong, artificial, hollow. But behind that hollow glow, something else flickered, something almost sentient. Barbara took a step back, horror flooding her voice. "What is that thing?" Joker's breath caught, a strange mixture of excitement and dread. "That," he whispered, "is why I put on the cowl." The creature scanned the area, its voice modulated and warped through layers of distortion. Identity, unknown. Threat level, moderate. Elimination priority, secondary. Barbara pulled a batarang. "We have to take it down." Joker grabbed her wrist. "No, you throw that and we're both paced." "Then what do we do?" He studied the monster with unnerving intensity. "We run." But the creature moved with terrifying speed. It lunged forward, slamming down with an impact that shattered the pavement. Joker yanked Barbara aside as debris exploded into the air. The chase began. They sprinted through the burning district, weaving between collapsing walls and flaming debris. The mechanical Batman pursued with relentless precision, tearing through obstacles like they were paper. Barbara fired grappling lines, swinging toward a nearby rooftop, but the creature leapt after her, claws extended. Joker hurled a modified batarang painted with a grin directly at its sensors. It detonated in a burst of blinding flash powder. The creature staggered, visual feed disrupted, recalibrating. Joker seized the moment, grabbing Barbara and dragging her into a half-collapsed warehouse. Barbara shoved him away. "Don't touch me." "Apologies, Princess." But eyesight-challenged Robobat is not exactly patient. She paced, breathing hard. "What is that thing? Who built it?" Joker leaned against a beam, catching his breath. "It calls itself the Umbra Protocol. Prototype tech from one of Bruce's contingency vaults. Something meant to replace him if he ever failed." His voice dropped, but someone stole it, reprogrammed it, turned it into a weapon. Barbara froze. "Are you saying Batman created that?" Joker laughed softly. "Oh, Barbara. Batman created everything that could kill him. That's the tragic poetry of the man." She looked toward the smoke-filled streets, fists trembling. "Then who reprogrammed it?" Joker's smile faded. "That's the question, isn't it?" A violent crash shook the building as the mechanical Batman smashed through the wall, eyes blazing red. "Targets located." He charged. Joker grabbed Barbara and dove behind a metal support column as its arm blades sliced through concrete like cardboard. The building groaned, beams cracking under the assault. Barbara fired stun rounds. They bounced off harmlessly. "He doesn't even fill them," Joker grinned. "Oh, it fills them. He just doesn't care." Another strike collapsed a section of roof. Barbara coughed through the dust. "We can't keep running." Joker's eyes widened with a sudden spark of inspiration. "Then we don't." He stepped forward, straight toward the monster. "Hey, tin can!" Joker shouted, arms wide. "Love what you've done with the suit, but tell me who's driving you." The machine paused. Then, for the first time, its voice shifted, layered beneath the metallic bass. Another voice whispered through the speakers. A human voice. A broken voice. Barbara's blood ran cold. It was Bruce. Not alive. Not conscious. But his neural signature, his memories were embedded inside the corrupted AI. Someone had forced parts of Batman's mind into the machine. Joker took a step closer, face pale beneath the paint. "You're in there, aren't you?" he whispered. "Pieces of you. Scraps. Fragments." The machine twitched violently, as if fighting itself. Barbara's eyes filled with tears. "Oh God, Bruce." The AI snarled, voice warping. "Objective, purge threats, reset, Gotham, reset everything." Joker swallowed hard. This thing wasn't just made to replace Batman, he murmured. It was made to erase everything he couldn't fix. A sudden shift of the machine's stance sent terror through them. It raised its arm, prepared to strike, prepared to kill. Barbara had shouted, "Joker, move." But Joker didn't move. He stood frozen, staring at the monster wearing Bruce's shadow. And for the first time, the Joker looked truly afraid. The mechanical Batman lunged, a blurred mass of metal and hate, and Joker whispered something almost too quiet to hear. "I'm sorry, Bats." The impact exploded through the building. Dust, darkness, silence. Everything collapsed. And Gotham trembled as the fight for its soul truly began. The world returned in fragments, dust settling, sirens fading, the metallic groan of collapsing steel. Joker blinked through the haze, pinned beneath shattered beams. Pain flooded his ribs, but a sick, surprised laugh escaped him anyway. "I'm alive," he whispered. Terrible news for Gotham. Barbara coughed somewhere nearby. "Joku, can you move?" He shoved a beam aside, dragging himself toward her. Flames crackled overhead, illuminating the devastation. The mechanical Batman stood across the room, half buried in rubble, but still functional, its red eyes flickering like a dying heartbeat. Barbara pushed herself to her feet. "If we don't stop that thing, it's going to level the entire city. And probably iron my suit while it's at it," Joker muttered. The machine twitched, recalibrating. It tore itself free, cables snapping like sinew. Primary objective, terminate Gotham's corruption. Commence purge. Barbara's grip tightened on her baton. "We need a plan." Joker dusted off his stolen cowl. "A plan, yes. Preferably one where I don't end up as Bat." The mechanical Batman advanced, each step cracking the floor. Joker's eyes darted around the wreckage, searching for any advantage. Then he spotted an exposed power conduit sparking violently near the fallen support pillar. He leaned close to Barbara. "Distract him," Barbara stared. "Why me? You're agile, trained, morally upright." Joker gestured dramatically. "I'm just the comic relief." But she understood the conduit was their only chance. She nodded and sprinted forward. "Hey!" she shouted, leaping onto a broken railing. "Over here!" The machine whirled toward her. "Target priority, Batgirl." It lunged. Barbara vaulted over a shattered beam, flipping onto the second level. The machine followed with terrifying agility, claws tearing through steel. Every blow shook the structure, but she kept moving, drawing it further from Joker. Meanwhile, Joker crept toward the power conduit, pulling a pair of insulated gloves from his belt, one of the few things he didn't teach all about. He wrestled with the thick cable, sparks flying dangerously close to his face paint. "Come on, sweetheart," he grunted. "Give her the new Dark Knight a little juice." Barbara dropped from the rafters, landing on the machine's back. She jammed her baton into an exposed vent, trying to disrupt its servos. "Joker, now!" He ripped the power cable free. The conduit erupted in blinding blue-white energy. "Cut!" Joker cackled. He hurled the live cable at the mechanical Batman just as it lunged again. The wires latched onto its torso, electrical arcs dancing across its armor. The monster convulsed violently, red eyes flickering, limbs seizing. Barbara leapt clear as the machine dropped to its knees, electricity screaming through its frame. Then its voice changed. For a moment, just one terrible second, the mechanized distortion faded, and Bruce's voice emerged. Barbara froze, tears filling her eyes. Bruce, the machine convulsed again, voice splitting into layers of agony, error, memory, conflict, neural override. Joker stepped forward slowly. Bats, you in there? The machine's eyes dimmed to a softer read, almost human. Joker, why? Why did you put on the cowl? The question hit him like a punch. Joker swallowed, throat tightening in a way he'd never admit. Because Gotham needed a monster, he whispered, and I was the only one left. Silence. Then the machine shuddered, its body starting to overheat. Warning alarms blared from within its chassis. Barbara backed away. It's going to blow. The mechanical Batman raised its head one last time, its voice glitching between Bruce and the corrupted AI. Stop. The one who built me. Stop him. Joker stepped closer. Who did this to you? The answer came in a whisper, barely audible beneath the rising mechanical shriek. Ra's al Ghul. The name cut through the smoke like a blade. Joker's eyes widened. Oh, now that is dramatic. The machine spasmed violently, its energy core overloaded, pulsing brighter and brighter. Barbara grabbed Joker's arm. We have to go. For once, he didn't argue. He sprinted out of the collapsing warehouse as the mechanical Batman exploded behind them. A brilliant, painful burst of fire and shattered metal. The shockwave threw them into the street. The flames died slowly, and where the machine had stood, nothing remained but a smoking crater. Barbara pushed herself up, trembling. Ra's al Ghul. He must have taken Bruce, reprogrammed that thing to cleanse Gotham. Joker stood silently, staring into the crater. For once, no jokes, no grin, just quiet. He used Batman's mind, Joker said softly, turned him into a weapon, into a ghost. Barbara looked at him. What do we do now? Joker turned, the burning light reflecting in his eyes as he pulled the jagged cowl back over his head. We finish what Bruce started. Barbara stepped back, surprised. Joker, you saying? He faced the darkness ahead, the fire behind him, the city waiting. A madman wearing a hero's symbol. I'm saying, Gotham may not survive the real war that's coming. Barbara nodded slowly. Then we go after Ra's. No, Joker said quietly. I go. She frowned. Why? Joker looked toward the smoldering remains of the mechanized Batman, his voice weighted, almost heavy. Because I'm not done paying for what I've become. Barbara opened her mouth to argue, but the look in his eyes stopped her. This wasn't the Joker she knew. This was something far more dangerous, a monster chasing redemption. He turned away, cape swirling behind him. Gotham's skyline flickered in the distance. The city was wounded, broken, and terrified, and his new protector was walking into the dark alone. In the days that followed, Gotham whispered of a new shadow moving through the night, one that didn't laugh, didn't taunt, didn't kill. A shadow that fought like a demon and vanished like a ghost. Some called him a monster, others called him a miracle. But only Barbara knew the truth. Joker wasn't trying to replace Batman. He was trying to honor the only man who ever challenged his darkness. Ra's al Ghul had awakened a war that Gotham wasn't ready for. A war that would decide whether the city rose from its ashes or drowned in them. And somewhere out there, deep in the League of Shadows' hidden fortress, Bruce Wayne was imprisoned, alive or dead. No one knew. But Joker walked toward that truth with one purpose. Not revenge, not chaos, not madness, redemption. For once in his life, the clown prince of crime wasn't laughing. He was becoming something else, something terrifying, something powerful. A dark knight born from tragedy and tempered by insanity. Gotham's darkest protector. The Batman that even Batman feared. And the story of his transformation had only just begun.